Hello, my name is Dinis Guarda, and we are here in Dinis Guarda Cities ABC, a fast-growing YouTube podcast, thought leadership channel, focusing on profiling global leading, inspiring people, leaders, CEOs, authors, technologists, and academics. We highlight the ideas, products, inventions, software, books, and solutions to the multiple challenges and opportunities we face in our cities and nations with the advent of Society 5.0, digital transformation, 4AR, AI, blockchain, fintech, IoT, and more. And specifically, a lot of the areas related to sustainability and all the circumspect 360 implications and big events on this area. We're very happy to have been past the 2 million views and 20,000 subscribers on the first 3 months of our new YouTube podcast series. And we are up to grow and partnership with other people worldwide. So today we have with us Max, which is already a partner of ours and the founder and leading mind behind the CC Forum, that this year is focused on all the areas of sustainability and global investments in sustainable development. So Max, welcome to our podcast again. We're going to be talking about the event and all the areas that have been happening.
As always. Absolutely, my pleasure.
So, Max, you have a fantastic program. You're partly a victim of this craziness of COVID, but that might be as well a strength. So I want to start straight away with that. So how do you tackle all the challenges coming for COVID on an event with a fantastic lineup of speakers that include the Prince of Monaco, a couple of royalty personalities, some leading global speakers, and the names goes through a lot of these things, and we're going to put the names on the platform. But how do you manage all these challenges, and as well, how do you plan to get off this in the next couple of days over there in Monaco?
Well, we've been doing reasonably well under the circumstances. Surprisingly enough, we'll have pretty widely presented audience coming from, would you believe, from all over the world, despite the challenges that are posed by the travel restrictions and quarantines and things like that. Yes, of course, we are not having 2,000 people like we used to have in London. First of all, we don't need them in Monaco, and we're focusing on the selected few. I mean, yes, we've been accused of elitism and things like that, but there's nothing wrong about that, because Monaco, in my opinion, has now been safely assumed to be the capital of sustainability worldwide, with Prince Albert as a globally recognized figurehead in sustainable development. And the beauty of doing something like this in Monaco is that all the key players, or most of the key players, they live here. They either incorporated in Monaco or they are domiciled in Monaco, or both. Okay. Having said that, as I mentioned, that we will be having quite a number of people traversing the Atlantic, coming from both ponds, and I'm very much hoping to see you, Dinis, the day after tomorrow, and hopefully go for a little private drink with you. But apart from that, yes, it will be a bit of a hybrid event in any case. Yes, with most people being present live, and around a quarter or a third of those will be zooming in, particularly those who can't make it physically in person. You're talking about the former Secretary General of the United Nations, Mr. Ban Ki-moon. He'll be participating at CC Forum, and he'll be interviewed by our common friend George Sebastian, who will be coming physically. I'm hoping to see him next day with a very high-ranking personality from China. So we're still very much well presented in terms of the breakdown of our audience geographically. There will be some Americans coming through using all sorts of loopholes and diplomatic passports. But bottom line, yes, I would have been dishonest if I were to say that we haven't been affected by the COVID implications. Of course we have, like every event within the event industry has been. That's the reason why the warm-up panel before the inaugurational panel runs like this: the event industry during and post-COVID-19, and we'll be having an absolutely, stunning panel consisting of four VIPs who have been the masterminds of four very well-established and branded events worldwide, all with the aim of discussing the present and the future of the event industry under COVID-19, and that will certainly answer your question. So I've just
very good. No, I think at the moment what is important is the content and the quality of the events. I think if it's physical or non-physical, I think is becoming more or less relevant. Of course, it's always good to be face to face, but I think definitely you have amazing panel list. You mentioned 2 or 3 names, but you have from Ban Ki-moon, of course, the Prince of Monaco, Lord Marland, Cardinal Peter Turkson, Tim Draper, Sir James Caan, Gunter Pauli, Eva Kaili from the European Parliament. You have the father of Boris Johnson, a lot of royalty personalities. So any other people and personalities that you want to highlight, because it's really an impressive number of people that you put together.
Highlighted pretty much most of the speakers, but you have to bear in mind a lot of VIPs, or I'd say VVIPs, will just be present at the conference. Okay, they are not necessarily hitting the stage, but they were very much to be involved. Yes, I could go on with this list of big names, but I'm not allowed to, because these are not the speakers. Those who have been officially confirmed as speakers, they've been listed on the website, and you're perfectly right in having referred to these really names. For example, just when it comes to creating a content of a conference, really, of a forum, it's very much akin to a chef preparing a nice dish. There are all sorts of ingredients that he has to, or she has to, use for it, right? And he or she's got to make sure all these ingredients are carefully balanced. There shouldn't be too much spices or too much salt or too much of this and that. And it's very much so that when it comes to creating a conference content. And that's the reason why we have, surprisingly enough, very much on the same footing, the likes of Draper, who will be zooming in, obviously, across the pond, highlighting the recipes of his investing into innovative sustainability-related startups, and unexpectedly, His Eminence Cardinal Turkson is, by the way, the only black cardinal in Pope Francis' entourage. So he's coming over with a papal greeting to CC Forum, which is quite extraordinary. But I think it's extremely relevant to have him on board, because he's the head of all the sustainability and human development department, or whatever, ministry at the Vatican. And I believe, and I've always thought, that the religious values, I'm not religious per se, but the ethical values that the Vatican actually abides by could be absolutely of paramount importance in resolving sustainability issues if we want to succeed, first of all, to survive, and then to succeed and thrive as a species. Okay, so that's why it's not by surprise, by chance, that these seemingly incompatible personalities, they'll be sharing the stage, and sometimes even the panel. The opening panel will also see, I'm very privileged to say, not only Cardinal Turkson and Stanley Johnson. He's, by the way, one of the recipients of our award, alongside with Maestro Placido Domingo and Julian Lennon, the son of John Lennon. They're all 3 recipients of our CC Forum Awards for Sustainability. But you'll also see a panelist called Per Wimmer, who is a billionaire of Danish extraction living in London. He's coming over participate. So it's a bit of a positive mishmash of VIPs from, who would have different angles and very much very personal opinions as to how we should all sit down and crack down on issues of sustainability. It's absolutely vital. And it's this particular context of COVID which has highlighted this sheer need for humanity to try and find a relevant course of action without any delay. That's my firm conviction, and that's the reason why we're going ahead, even despite the difficult times. Yes, logistically, nothing could be more challenging. I have to admit that, really. But surprisingly and paradoxically, it is this man-provoked crisis, the health crisis and consequently the economic crisis of unheard proportions hitherto, that really provides us all with a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to try and change the world paradigm, if you know what I mean, right? It's now time, in my deep conviction, to breed and foster a new breed, if you want, a new generation of entrepreneur and investor. The one who would be more concerned with, would have a broader agenda than making profit, okay? And that's the key thing underlying the mission and the ethos of CC4. And of course, in very practical terms, what we've been trying to do so far, and that's definitely one of the objectives of the GASC edition, is bringing together the investors, big names in investment domain, and the promising brighter startups globally. And we have them galore.
You have a fantastic event that has, of course, a limited number of people given the circumstances, but it's open to a lot of audience worldwide that cannot make it for the event. Can you tell us about this for the people that cannot make it, and as well for the people that are looking for information about the event?
Well, yes, absolutely. We've always been democratic as far as we can go. And one of our policies has always been inviting to the event live and by live stream as many participants as possible. We're very pleased to announce that we have a very particular promo code that would enable students, for example, and various sort of academic staff and alumni to attend the forum free of charge. We've certainly extended these promo codes to the academic staff of the Monaco University for Dr. Kern and the Nice University. So everyone who really wants to feel like becoming a part of the cracking down on issues is very welcome indeed. This is the democratic side, so to speak. Democratic part. Apart from that, a very important part of CC Forum is its traditional black tie event that will take place not at Paramount, where the conference is going to be held, but at one of the most prestigious and iconic venues in Monaco called Sporting Monte Carlo. And that's where the black tie gala and awards giving ceremony will take place with the recipients that I just mentioned. And by the way, the statuettes will be identical for all three recipients. They each bear 3 different nominations. Maestro Placido will be receiving the first time in his lifetime award for his lifetime support of the victims of natural disasters. And that has to do with very much with what we're doing as a conference, paradoxically enough. Because as we all might have seen, certainly over the last 30 to 40 years, the sheer amount of those natural disasters, being earthquakes or floods or droughts, and recently COVID diseases, have just been on the surge dramatically. And I'm profoundly, convinced that it's been our extraordinary consumerism as a species, as man, that triggered this response of nature towards our very much wrong attitude. Okay, so there is a connection here. This is the kind of award that Maestro Placido will be receiving, and it's, as I'm saying, it's one of a kind, because it's unbelievable. He's got very many awards and prizes, but he's never ever been acknowledged as someone who's been supporting the victims, and someone who's been relieving the suffering, the pain of these. Okay. The other award we have is for supporting a lifetime achievement for environmental campaigning, and that would be Stanley Johnson, not because he's father of Prime Minister, but because we really believe that what's been doing, certainly over the last 30 to 40 years, and he's seen the very dawn of this, fight that we've taken up like 30, 45 years ago, with regards to climate change. So he surely deserves that. He will be zooming in, and there will be someone like perhaps the ambassador of the UK in Monaco, perhaps someone else who will pick up physically awards for him, and he'll be zooming in acceptance of this award. We have the letters, and finally the third nomination we have, that will go as philanthropy award to Julian Lennon, son of the fame of John Lennon, because what this man has been doing over the last 15 years since he's founded the White Feather Foundation, which was kind of bequeathed to him by his very own father, really matches and it dovetails with what we've been doing. He's got a number of sustainability initiatives. He's only recently launched on Netflix, just literally 2 or 3 days ago, a new documentary that everyone has to watch. It's dedicated to saving the oceans and the planet. So that's just to put it into the perspective of what the elitist part of the CC Forum event is all about.
Oh, fantastic. And I think it's really, the list is impressive. I'm actually looking forward to meet some of these people and engage. But I think so for people that are listening to us all over the world, they want to reach out and be engaged, where they can find information, because we are online and we can actually still promote about the event. I know that the ones in Monaco will be by a restricted invitation given the context, but international. How can people find information about CC Forum? How can they get engaged? How they can actually collaborate with you and your organization?
Well, nothing could beat it, really. All it takes is just going online on www.cc-forum.com. All the information is listed there with all the speakers. And today, I'm pleased to announce that our state-of-the-art 48 pages booklet has gone to print, with Prince Albert's welcoming word writing included there. And nice feature to have, isn't it? So that's we attach a lot of importance to this particular thing, and that's the sort of thing that people don't tend to throw into the bin after the event. They put it on the shelf until the next edition. For those who can't make it physically to Monaco, we're thinking of arranging a live stream opportunity, and we're just working on the technology, but we should be ready within the next two days before the kickoff, all being well, that is. So absolutely. The idea is embracing as many people as possible, getting them engaged in these roundtables and discussions that we're having, if not live, at least by way of watching and listening virtually. There you go.
Just the last notes about some of the keynotes and some of the areas that are going to be highlighted during the event.
Absolutely, they're multifarious, they're manifold. Sustainability is a very, large and basic, very sweeping notion, isn't it? We cover a whole range of subjects, starting from climate change, but there's not confined to climate change, We cover areas like healthcare, education, social inclusion, government strategies, renewable energies, philanthropy, charity, you name it. So it's a very, very versatile and very manifold notion, really. And we just make sure that we've got all of these topics covered. And that's why we have a stellar lineup of keynote speakers who will be covering those areas and the panels as well. So every aspect of that would be featuring on the agenda, absolutely. Starting
Fantastic.
from, I'm going to give you a few examples just to round up with that, and that probably appeals to you because you both extraordinary background of someone who has to do with technology. So you should be pleased to know that a vast proportion of the conference topics and content will be given to exploring the ways that the emerging technologies can contribute to resolving sustainability issues, blockchain, AI, nanotech, biotech, all of those, okay? Because it's absolutely vital and crucial to come to grips with the ways of how the newly born technologies can contribute to that. Okay, this is just one part of the thing. Yes, we'll be exploring some healthcare issues as well. You'll hear a whole variety of opinions, sometimes totally polar opposite to each other. Starting from those downplaying the role of COVID down to those who just attach huge importance and negative so to it. So it'll be a lot of debates and a lot of quite a lot of stuff really. I've just covered quite a few. Renewable energies of green transition, the future of aviation, the future of naval industries, the future of automobile industries. And by the way, I'm very pleased to announce, that's the one thing that'll definitely make headlines, if I may suggest. One of our partners has brought here in Monaco, for what I know he's already done it, is 2 million 1,100 horsepower hybrid or green car, Delage. It's a refounded, reborn, iconic French make, and they will be unveiling it ceremoniously in front of His Serene Highness Prince Albert at the gala as the ultimate result of 12 years of research and development of technology. Okay. Delage has only produced 30 cars of the kind, and they're really very expensive, 2 million each. So one of these cars, believe it or not, will be unveiled ceremoniously among the round tables at the black tie dinner and the awards giving ceremony on the 5th of September. So technology is really well covered at CC4.
Amazing, and I think an excellent event. Looking forward to engage. I will promote it as well in the next days in social media. There's still a couple of days where people can engage and look at your Instagram, Twitter, and the YouTube channels, where we have actually some of the panels from last year and the keynote speaker. So I wish you all the best. I know that the last days of preparation are always very stressful. We're going to be promoting here, and all the best for everything, Max.
Just one final, very quick word to round up with that. For those of you, my dear audience, who would like to come and attend, don't be daunted too much with the travel restrictions and quarantines. Those of you who want to make it will make it, absolutely. I'm not in a position to indicate specific loopholes, but there are many of those, okay? Those of them who really want to be part of the CC Forum in this or that capacity can easily make it, just as long as they really want to do it and be part of history in the making, if I may suggest.
Yeah, and on that note, Max, I know that you have as well, the event is completely prepared for being COVID safety. So I don't know if you just want to have a top level just description on that.
Absolutely, yes. We'll have a health partner who will make sure, according to him, that their ozone-based equipment is capable of killing each and every virus, including the COVID, on the premises. So hopefully they live up to that. But of course, having said that, very strict social distancing measures will be in place, and we'll still be wearing Hitchcock-styled masks, I'm afraid. So it has to be safe from both ends, really. Okay, but we're very much looking forward to that.
Fantastic. So, well, good luck, and let's work to make it a massive event worldwide, and as well that can actually look at this topic so important for our times.
If I may just kind of mention that Dinis Guarda will be hosting a very particular panel, which is called Ministerial Panel. There will be as many as 3 or 4 ministers coming by Zoom from all over the world, and hopefully two, unless we have dropouts, could be possible really. One is a Monegasque Minister of Finance and Economy, Mr. Castellini, who has kindly agreed to join us live on this panel. And Dinis will be hosting this, and we're very privileged and grateful to him for having chosen CC Forum as this launch pad from always one of the most substantial content panels ever, which is dedicated to Society 5.0. On that note, thank you very much for your attention. We're all looking forward to seeing you at CC Forum, and Dinis, hoping to go for a drink with you the day after tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Looking forward. All the best. Thank you.